Yo, what's up, YouTube? So we are reacting to how police captured a killer soldier 7 years later. I wanted to react to this earlier, yesterday. By earlier, I mean yesterday. But me and my friends ended up just playing a bunch of video games. But let's see. Let's see why it took them 7 years to find this killer.
Out off of Southeast Main Street, there was a body that was found in the house, okay? We were able to say that it is Cat, okay? I'm so sorry for your loss, sir.
This is 28-year-old John Blauvelt.
Not a single tear in his eye, bro. This motherfucker dry as hell. He definitely did it.
Learning that his missing wife was discovered in an abandoned house, brutally murdered, surrounded by satanic markings. However, John had a disturbing secret he couldn't tell the interviewer that day.
Down. If I wipe her down.
They didn't even, like, wipe her down. What the fuck? 17-year-old girlfriend? Oh, hell no, bro.
Using his military experience, he carried out a near-perfect murder that kept detectives one step behind for
He definitely
years.
did that shit, bro.
By the time investigators began to narrow
Ain't
in
no
on
way,
him,
boy.
John was already long gone, living in a new state, in a new house, running away with his 17-year-old girlfriend, and seemingly getting away for good.
This defies any kind of logic that I have experienced in my 62 years on this earth.
We know more than you think we do.
What if I told you that your cell phone did ping somewhere other than where you say you were?
Yo, one thing I've learned about true crime stuff, right, is you can always tell when the person like that murdered somebody, right? For example, if there's like with spousal incidents, right? If like the husband or the wife is in the interrogation room and the first thing that they do is like start to put down the person who's dead, they did it, bro. They definitely did it.
It's 2:15 p.m. on October 24th, 2016. 22-year-old Katie Blauvelt is captured on CCTV inside her workplace. Her shift is soon coming to an end, and she's planning to meet her mother at 3 p.m.
Is that a Five Below? Also, can we talk about how crazy the graphics for this fucking... Oh, is it? Oh, I guess they're at PetSmart. This is crazy that we were able to see it like this. Like, we're able to see the stores, bro. Also, one thing I've also noticed is like a lot of places in America have this, just this like little strip mall thing, and that shit to me is, I don't know, it's like a little dystopian, but it's been here forever.
And that same day, she leaves,
Yeah,
calls her mother,
from
and
PetSmart.
takes a selfie, unaware
Take it. Oh
it's the
no!
last photo she ever takes.
Hell no.
Not long after,
That's good. That's sad as
phone
fuck.
pings a location for the last time, and Katie disappears without a trace. 5 hours passed by. It's now 7 p.m., and Katie never arrived for dinner with her mother. Worried, the mother and other family members try calling her multiple times.
You said we live in a surveillance state for sure. Doing crime anywhere in public is wild. And I'm saying, bro. Like, you're definitely gonna get caught, bro.
But her phone has no signal. At
Even if it's 7 years later.
7:48 p.m., Katie's mother reports her missing. Officers, friends, and family mobilize to look for her, and the search officially begins. But this left detectives with a critical 5-hour gap in the timeline, one they would spend months trying to piece together. 10 hours would go past without any clues about Katie's whereabouts. Then, at 12:33 a.m.
Some random people did a TikTok dance. Some random people doing a TikTok dance could catch you up and they say, yes, dude, like, yeah. Like, you could be, like, behind them in the camera and they could just find you where you're at.
The police
Literally, bro.
receive an unexpected call.
Wait
One
for
of
really...
Katie's friends is on the line, claiming he's just found her body, dead, inside an abandoned house deep in a nearby forest.
Okay, also, you're never catching me in no place that looks like this, bro.
Dead inside an abandoned house deep.
You're never catching me in no place that looks like this, bro. This, I dead ass halfway expect a monster to pop out the screen right now. Cause this shit looks like some Resident Evil 7 shit, bro.
In a nearby forest.
Never catch me in that shit, bro.
911, what's location of your emergency?
I'm in that Discover Church across from it in the woods.
You're at Discover Church across from where?
in the woods across from it. I was worried about my friend, Katie, and she went missing. She's been missing for a while now, and we came in this house that we used to all hang out in, and she's in there. She's not alive.
Quickly, medics
That's
and
fucking
police
scary,
rush
bro.
to the address of an abandoned house deep in the woods. Upon arriving at the
Look at that! Look at that, bro. You're telling me, be so for real. You're telling me that you and your friends used to hang out here? If I walk around the corner and I see this, the first thing I'm hearing is, I'm not walking in there, bro.
scene, officers notice multiple graffiti markings,
beware
including
Satan!
apparent satanic symbols. Soon after, they identify the caller as Wayne Roper, a friend of
Wayne
Katie,
Roper.
who
Wayne
leads them
Roper.
into the basement of the abandoned house.
Look at that.
There, officers find a large
This shit's too
concrete
creepy,
box
bro.
sealed with
There's no
plywood.
way you're catching me in the hole.
When they remove the cover, they're met with a horrifying sight. Katie's body lies inside.
A baddie invited me to the afters, but this was the venue, by the way.
Stab wounds
Oh,
across her
hold on.
The
You
lack of
said
struggle-
a baddie invites you to the afters, but this is the venue. What am I doing? I'm leaving. There's nothing in this world that could get me to go into that room. I don't care how bad. I don't care how thick. I don't care how melanated. I'm out that bitch. No way. Like, I'm out of that, bro.
in the state of her clothing. with
Because
her
like
shirt
nine
pulled up
times out of
and
10, that's just a
her
setup, bro.
clothes
She's just setting you up to get
missing
robbed, bro.
suggested a sexually motivated.
You know what I mean? Either to get robbed or to
All
get
of these
fucking
details point
massacred.
detectives
One of the two.
straight to Wayne
You
as
decide,
their
maybe
first
both.
potential suspect. But what they don't realize is that this is exactly what the killer wants them to think. Every detail of the scene has been arranged to send them chasing the wrong lead. Without realizing it, detectives have walked straight into the killer's setup. As the night went on, forensics revealed chilling details. Katie's body had been dragged to the basement.
Oh my
and
God.
Her phone was found submerged in water to destroy it. Wayne is detained and brought in for questioning. At the moment, detectives believe they have their killer and they're ready to push for a confession.
Wayne, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, brother. Hey, buddy. What's your name, pal?
Franklin Wayne Roper.
Sorry?
Franklin Wayne Roper.
So what they're thinking is that he just called in to almost like turn himself in. But that's definitely not the case.
You Franklin or Wayne?
Think about it.
I hope he don't get no jail time.
At this point,
with the
Wayne
other
believes
guys.
he's been brought in to be questioned as a witness after the heartbreaking discovery.
Yeah, 'cause he's
Earlier,
innocent,
the
bro.
detectives are already convinced about his involvement in the murder, and
Damn.
any statement he makes might be used against him.
I think you know why you're here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me how did you meet Katie? Just from the time you met her, kind of what your relationship was, and lead me up until, 11:30 or so last night, okay?
I first met her, we were friends at first, and then we dated for like a month or so, and then that's whenever I moved to Liberty with my dad, and we stayed in contact for a little bit, and then once I left my dad's and went to North Carolina, we lost contact.
Detectives begin the interview by learning that Wayne and Katie were once together. But quickly, Wayne reveals something that would immediately put suspicion onto his name.
Oh nah, bro. That's the thing, right? It's like if you go to like the police station, right, and you know you're innocent, you're just going there to like try to help them as much as possible to find the actual killer. But these guys already think that he's the killer, so they're gonna think about his answers through that lens. You know what I mean? Because in a small county like this, they're probably just ready to wrap this up as fast as possible. You know what I mean? They probably don't see a lot of murders like this, and they're probably ready to wrap this up as fast as possible. So like them already being like, oh yeah, we pretty much got our guy. Horrible.
Maybe a year later, that Katie got married to John Waldell, and then one night she came and hung out with us with John. It was the first time I've seen her since I moved, and since then John offered me to move in with them, a roommate, being $200 a month.
Damn, $200 a month?
I took it up.
Shit.
It was a good deal.
Okay, hey yo, the real question is, you find a new place that's $200 a month to live for rent. Are you living there in that creepy place? That's the real question.
So you live with her and her husband?
Yeah, it's
Weird.
It was
When was this? Do you remember when this was?
when I lived with them. It was before June this year.
As Wayne explains that he once dated Katie and later lived with her and her husband, detectives gain another reason to suspect him.
That is weird as heck, though.
Jealousy. And just as everything appears to be moving in the perfect direction for the real killer,
That is like a
and his
super weird
carefully
living
constructed
situation. I'm not gonna hold you.
Wayne makes a claim that complicates the investigation and may just be enough to ruin the killer's plan.
Living there, everything like going okay, you know. Then they started having arguments because of me, because she used to talk about me before, and she told me that he was jealous of me, and their arguments started getting worse. And
That's so weird to argue about. It's because it's almost like he brought the issue into the home and then made it a problem. Because if she had talked to him about Wayne before she got married, he would have already known that they dated and shit like that. You know what I mean? So that's so weird. Like I can't imagine being a husband and inviting my wife's ex-boyfriend to live with us, unless I was into some, like, you know, me sitting in a chair while they have adult activities type shit. I'm just saying.
that was whenever he got drunk one night and he cussed her out, and he had her in the bathroom. They were just pretty much just screaming at each other, and then from there she ended up moving back in with her mom, I think.
When did you and Katie?
So it was just him and the husband in the house? That's even worse.
John and Katie, were y'all being intimate with each other?
It was only once.
So he did crack. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Why would you invite your wife's ex-boyfriend to live with you, bro? That shit don't make no sense.
And John was there or not there?
It was like a threesome.
And he was there? Oh, it was a threesome? Oh my God. Oh my God. So it was a threesome. So I thought she cheated on him. Nah, John was down with it.
Right.
And how did that come about?
I was drunk and he was drunk, and it was her idea. Like after that, like,
Oh, she wanted her cake and to eat it
he
too.
changed.
Oh.
Wayne's claims about
Hey,
John's
yo, that's what I'm
violent
saying.
behavior could shift suspicion towards him. But despite Wayne's accusations, something still doesn't add up. His story, with its inconsistencies and gaps, keeps raising suspicions. Because prior to this interrogation, detectives learned that on the day of Katie's death, Wayne arrived late to work, and he admits to walking near the abandoned house around the time Katie disappeared.
Oh my
More
God, bro.
importantly, while at work, Wayne was aware that Katie might be inside that very house. Yet despite that suspicion, he never alerted authorities. Instead, he waited until the end of the day, went there himself, and only then called the police.
That is low-key suspicious, gang.
All of this places Wayne squarely in the crosshairs of investigators.
That is pretty suspicious.
and
I'm not gonna hold you.
unknowingly pushes them further into the real killer's trap. Because in the next few minutes, the interview will take a terrifying turn as detectives unknowingly edge closer to forcing an innocent man into confession to a brutal murder that he never committed. But before
No, bro. Please don't tell me he actually gets put away for a while for this fucking crime, bro. Please don't tell me that shit. Also, why are they just interrogating this guy? Right? Like before, I would maybe have him in custody, but before like trying to make him admit to the murder, why are we not interrogating the husband, bro? Like when someone dies, I feel like the actual spouse is the first person that they interrogate. Like I get that they're interrogating him first because he found the body, right? But I feel like there should be like two interrogations going on simultaneously with him and the husband, especially after they know now that they were all living together. No, hell no.
Before we get to that, recently I'd been dealing with these headaches for 3 weeks straight, and I kept pushing
What
off
is
some
that?
high-quality in-network doctors and ZocDoc into a murder confession.
Why didn't you call the police?
I didn't think of it at the time. I didn't.
Did you know she was dead?
No.
Why would you think the best idea is for you to walk into what turns out to be her final resting place, where somebody murdered her and dumped her down there like a piece of trash? You know why you didn't look in the bathroom?
We glanced in there with the flashlight. Like if you're standing at the door of it, you can see in there.
You can't see in the tub. I'm telling you, I was up there in the day. Cause she wasn't in the tub. This defies any kind of logic that I have experienced in my 62 years on this earth.
Yeah, dude, this fucking interrogator sucks, bro. This interrogator sucks, dude. Like what? Dude, he's just like hard going on this guy. Like I said before, because I think this is like a smaller county city, they're probably just trying to wrap this up as fast as possible and don't really actually care about like who actually killed her. They just want to get a name to it, you know what I mean? But like the way he's pushing this guy off rip is so weird because it's like, bro, he told you guys that they used to hang out there as children, right? If someone went missing and they were a childhood friend of mine, and I knew that we used to go to like the old river across the bend when we were kids, right? You're gonna go to the river across the bend. Detective Blake, that's what I'm saying, bro. I watch enough true crime, bro. I know what's going on. You're gonna go to the riverside across the bend, bro. But to like go hard on this guy without even like having an interrogation with like the actual husband, bro. W Detective L. I mean Master Detective L. Master Detective L, bro.
This is too much.
I bet it is.
Get it off of you then.
I'm sure it is.
All you gotta do is lay it down. You lay the burden down, that's the only way you'll be forgiven. You gotta say, I messed up. Help me. That's what you gotta say. And I'll do it. But I'm not gonna do it on credit.
Detectives remain suspicious.
Also, look at this man's head, bro. Let me move my camera so you guys can see this guy's like flashbanging me with his head, bro. It's like low-key agitating. Like I'm trying to lock in on the investigation, but I can't because of this. Look at this. Look at that. Ball nigga. Ball nigga. Ball nigga. Why ain't got no hair up there? Why you look like a tennis ball? Why you look like a apricot? Why you look like a coconut? Why you look like a tennis ball? Why you look like a basketball? Why you look like a bro? Look at that. Alright, damn. I'm gonna cover it up so you guys don't get blinded by the light either, bro. I got y'all. Don't worry about it. Just know that that's what I'm distracted, bro. Every time I'm like trying to watch a video, I'm like,
of Wayne.
it's crazy.
But with him sticking to his story and no hard evidence, they couldn't yet arrest him. Instead,
ask for a
they
lawyer, my
collected
boy.
his DNA sample to
Listen. Hello?
You play Rivals?
Oh shit, bro! You scared the fuck out of me. Nah, dog. I forgot I was in chat. I'm reacting to a true crime video on my stream right now. You scared the shit out of me, dog. Oh my god.
I know, because you said something and I replied. That's why I was like.
Oh, I know. You chilling, bro. We just stopped playing Rivals. I was playing with Jason and our homie Sarah, but I forgot to leave the chat.
Okay, well, shit, let me know if you hop back on.
All right, bro. Yo, jump on the stream, bro. Fuck. We're watching a crazy true crime video right now.
Bet. It's on Twitch, right?
Yeah, it's on Twitch. Mr. Phenomenal _
Bet.
All right. Oh my god, my friend just joined the Discord chat. I forgot I never left the. That scared me. I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm saying. Yeah, that scared the shit out of me, bro. I forgot. I never left the Discord chat when we stopped playing Rivals.
compare with the DNA found underneath
his
fingernails.
That's
when, just a few hours after Wayne's interview, as police search the area around the abandoned house, they stumble upon Katie's car, only a few miles from the crime scene, left abandoned in a nearby parking lot. It looked as if she had left in a hurry, but
bald guy, I don't.
Her car.
Imagine the bald guy into the Discord like, "Yo, I heard you was talking shit on me." Oh, hell no.
Ended up there would remain one of the biggest mysteries for the following months. Up to this point, everything was going according to the killer's plan. One designed and carried out by Katie's own husband, John Blauvelt. But Wayne's
These are some
comments
crazy
about
names.
his
John
jealousy
Blauvelt?
pushed detectives to dig deeper. What they found was a restraining order filed months earlier.
Oh,
after
shit.
John had allegedly pulled a gun on Katie when she refused to give him her phone.
Okay. Be so for real. Be so for real. That's another thing about like restraining orders and shit, chat. Bro, honestly, I don't understand. Like, I feel like sometimes people get restraining orders, or they try to get a restraining order, and the judge is like, oh, they picked you up by the collar of your shirt and threw you down 12 flights of stairs. You be alright. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be alright. And then they don't give him the restraining order, and then like 2 months later, the person that got thrown down the flight of stairs is dead, and the judge is like, damn, there was no signs, dog. They was like, damn, there was no signs. Damn, dog. I wish there was a sign that this was gonna happen before. Oh my god, bro.
For the first time, despite his efforts, officers were seriously beginning to suspect John. So the next day, on October 26th, detectives approach him at his office on the military base where he works. Their goal...
Bro, look, hold on.
Detectives approach him at his office on
Look
the
at his eye,
military
bro.
base.
You can see, this is a man who hasn't slept, bro. This is a sign of a man who hasn't slept, dog. He did that shit for sure. This is a sign of a man who hasn't slept, bro. This man has been having nightmares. He has been getting haunted by the death of him murdering his wife, bro.
Where he works.
Hell no, boy.
Their goal is simple. Hear his side of the story, verify his alibi for the day Katie died, and see how he reacts under pressure. For most perpetrators, this would be the moment everything starts to fall apart.
What was it?
But John isn't like the rest. He would play it perfectly.
Alright, well, they're out off of Southeast.
This is 2 days after her death, and they interrogate this mother trucker, right? This says they didn't catch this mother trucker for 7 years.
Street. There was a body that was found in the house, okay, an abandoned house.
Like, what the hell, man?
And at this point, we're able.
Hold on,
to
J Fro and Sarah, I'm gonna give y'all a VIP in the chat. Hold on.
We lost, sir. At this time, we are investigating, and we would investigate every death the same way.
How do I do that again?
We start with homicide and work our way from there. Okay. What the restraining order deal? What's the deal with that?
That's because a charge back that I got back in February, domestic violence first degree.
Do you know if she had any issues with anybody? Anybody that wouldn't hurt her or anything like that?
No, and I know that she's been dating around, and you know it's whatever because I've been too. But.
Hey, VIP in the chat.
Intentionally directs detectives towards the fact that Katie is dating around.
What did I tell you, chat? What did I tell you guys? Detective Black is on the case, bro. I told you guys that whenever there's sibling murders, right? If someone kills the other person, the first thing that the person who murdered them will do is throw them under the bus or try to make them look bad. And it's the first thing this dude does. Starts talking about how she was, you know, promiscuous and she used to date around and shit. Nah, hell nah, bro.
Him pointing this out isn't a coincidence. It's a strategy.
Yeah.
By controlling the narrative this early, John is quietly planting a story that will protect him later.
Did you work this Monday?
Mm-hmm.
What time did you get off Monday?
Like 2:30ish, 2, I don't know.
Did you stop anywhere on the way home?
No.
Let me ask you this, why were you looking for Katie?
For Cheyenne. Cheyenne's destroyed right now, and I'm just trying to help her out.
Oh, Katie's niece. I thought they had a kid together. Like, there's no fucking way.
Nobody.
Do you know there's a guy that used to live with you, redhead fella?
Redhead?
Yeah.
Wayne?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's his story?
Just regular dude. Good guy.
Friends with him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do for the Army?
Well, right now I just sit in this office, small office right now. Because of the civil investigation, all of my recruiting duties have been suspended.
Are you familiar with this abandoned house?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the spot. That's
What's the spot?
hangout spot. Am I being charged with a crime? Because he's recording me, and I'm not comfortable with that.
No.
And if I am, I'd like to contact a lawyer. Because this is uncomfortable.
Okay.
You're not being charged.
Okay.
Always request a lawyer. This motherfucker really thought about this, which is actually crazy. Like, he really thought about killing his wife, which is actually insane because of the way that he's moving right now. But that makes it scarier, right? And sadder at the same time. Damn, my hands are... Hold on, chat. My hands are dry as fuck. I gotta put some lotion on my hands. Okay, we're back. Sorry. Yeah, my hands are just... you know when your hand, like, when your skin is dry, you can, like, feel your skin just stretching and cracking? That's what happened with me just now.
Ends, John does something counterintuitive. He defends Wayne, the man he's secretly framing. It's a manipulation tactic known as reverse empathy.
Reverse empathy, a lot of people have that shit.
He makes himself appear harmless and trustworthy. John's first interrogation had gone almost perfectly, leaving detectives with little they could use against him. Still, they couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. With no evidence to hold him, he was let go, and officers would turn to those closest to John and Katie, their friends and family, unaware that John had already influenced them.
Oh, damn. He was already moving, bro.
Started with Crystal.
Man's moving like
Katie's
Prime
best
Eisen in
friend,
this bitch.
And at the time, also John's roommate. John
What?
knew exactly what to expect here. In his...
Oh, no. Oh, no. Why is your best friend living with your ex-husband, or like your husband, that you got a restraining order on? There was something going on right here. There was something going on here, a little bit romantic.
Interrogation, he had already planted the idea that Katie was dating around, and Crystal, being one of Katie's close friends, also knew about her dating habits. His hope was that she would unknowingly reinforce this misdirection, steering suspicion towards anyone but him.
Alright, October 28th.
Dude, she looks young as hell. What the hell?
10 p.m.
Maybe because she's skinny, but she looks super young.
And like I said, all I ask is that you don't tell John you're up here. And he's not the only suspect. You know, there's other people we're talking to and questioning. So, has he made any statements about, if I go to jail for Katie's murder?
He's just, he said that, it sucks for him because he feels like he's gonna get in trouble for it. But, he's like, I didn't do this, I'm tired of people coming after me.
Right.
See, me and John actually really do get along. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie about him at all. I'm gonna tell you the straight up truth. If he's acting weird, I'm gonna tell you, but it wasn't.
Why y'all get along so weird, bro?
I really was. Just
chat question for the chat, right? If you got a best friend, right? You got a best friend. This is a question for you, YouTube, as well, because I'm gonna upload this to YouTube later. You guys can put this in the comments. If you got a best friend, right? And you also got you got a husband, right? That you had to get a restraining order on. Are you gonna feel okay with your best friend living with said partner you had to get a restraining order on? That's a little weird to me, bro. That's just a little weird to me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm not, but maybe I'm tripping.
Maybe a split second thought that it could have been John. But ever since Katie's gone missing, he's made sure that there was more than one person around him. At the time that Katie died at 8 o'clock at night, all three of us were sitting in the living room. From 5 o'clock when he came back home till me and my boyfriend left for work the next morning.
And she got a boyfriend?
Notice how Crystal mentions that John got home at 5 p.m. and stayed there the entire evening until morning. It's a detail that would later turn out to be part of John's manipulation.
So, if you had to take a guess at who killed her, what would you say?
I don't know, because I heard a lot of things, and I know she had a tender, and I know that she was dating a lot of people. From, Cheyenne telling me that she took a lot of people down in the house. I didn't even know the house existed.
What were John's feelings or thoughts toward Katie to you?
I know that he loved her. I know that he still does. I mean, he's mad because of what Katie is accusing. You know, he held the gun up to my head and stuff like that. And just by the way she was talking, I knew she was lying. Because that's what she did. Me and her used to get each other in trouble all the time in high school. That's what she would do. She would lie.
Bro, she's straight up lying. Yo! Oxycontin 2, thanks for the follow, my G. Appreciate you, appreciate you. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the stream. We're watching a true crime video about how police officers captured a killer soldier 7 years later, bro. This chick is not her best friend, chat. There's no way.
Just as John hoped, Crystal's account added fuel to the idea he had planted. By emphasizing Katie's dating life, she unknowingly fed into John's narrative, suggesting the
Played
threat
right
may
into
have
his
come from
plan,
someone
bro.
she was seeing.
I'm telling you, this soldier's low-key moving like Prime
Next
Eisen, bro. I'm
came
not gonna hold you.
Catherine, John's ex-wife and the mother of his child.
Ex-wife?
He had already made sure she wouldn't say too much. Fear and their shared child would be enough to keep her quiet.
This is Investigator Hawkins.
Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you.
With you being married to him for 7 years, with the drinking, greed, and sober, has there been any violence between the two of you? Okay. I mean, I'm not here to go and arrest him for something that happened, 10 years ago or anything like that.
She said she don't want to talk about it. There's definitely been some violence in their family.
But I just don't want to go into anything that had to do with us, because that doesn't have anything to do with what happened between him and Katie.
I mean, it's not that you're incriminating yourself.
He's a good guy. I mean, I'm alive.
Nah, she had to squeeze that out, bro. Nah, bro, that's suspicious, bro. She had to squeeze that out, bro. And she said she doesn't want to like talk about anything between them because it has nothing to do with what happened between him and Katie. But it does. It does, chat. If he has a history of being violent with his spouse, let me just tell you something. That nigga evil, bro. If he does it to you, he'll do it to her. And if he gets away, he's going to do it to somebody else, bro. I mean, I'm alive. I'm talking about it, bro. They be really be... I don't know.
Gotcha, but I would assume I wouldn't be if he was that crazy.
Well, you never know. It only takes one time for somebody to snap.
No, but he's never snapped on me for some reason.
He's never snapped on me for some reason.
Plus, you two have a kid together, so.
Yeah, there's that,
Maybe
but.
that has something to do with it.
Mm.
All right, I'll give you a business card with my phone number on there.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much for coming up here. I appreciate it.
Catherine's silence kept John safe for now, but the
She really is saying, yeah, he beat my ass, but he didn't kill me. I'm telling you, bro. That's literally what she's saying. And like, I feel like that happens a lot, like, unfortunately. You know, people who are like victims of abuse and shit, bro, it happens a lot.
final interview with Katie's
It's crazy,
niece,
man. They try to protect their abuser,
would
bro.
not
It's crazy.
go according to John's plan. Unlike Crystal or Catherine, she wouldn't protect him. Instead, she would point suspicion directly at John and reveal a motive that would tie everything together. For the first time, his carefully built plan would start to fall apart.
Let's go! Let's go!
Your name is Cheyenne Paxton.
Come on, Cheyenne. Break this nigga down, bro. This nigga's playing going too good, bro.
8:52 a.m. Simpsonville Police Department. This is in reference to the homicide investigation of Caitlin Blackbelt. Have you ever seen John get violent towards Katie?
I've never seen him put his hands on. I've seen him argue.
Would Katie have gone over to his house on her own?
Within the last 3 weeks to a month, like I don't.
So if he says he hasn't seen her since July,
July. Yeah, no, he's seen her. I know that John is really angry at Katie for a lot of things.
Tell me what he's found.
Oh, damn, Cheyenne. I feel bad for her, bro.
he feels like that it's her fault. Though, like, you know, that their relationship went bad. And then everything kind of went bad for a little while. He feels like it's her fault that he's losing his job. And that he got in any trouble. And he just blames it all on her, you know? And, I don't know if this matters or not. But I know he has like a $150,000 life insurance policy on her too.
$150 life in policy? Oh shit, that was the wrong sound. My bad. That shit was not. That's not what I meant to press. I meant to press this one. $150K life insurance policy, bro. That's a motive right there. That's a motive right there, bro.
I appreciate you coming in. I know it's not easy.
Shouts out Cheyenne, bro. She's the only person who protected, like, her. She's the only person who protected the dead girl, bro. Everybody else was, like, saying she was, like, a shitbag and everything. Like, god dang, bro.
Cheyenne's interview gave detectives their first real motive, pointing to John. But motive wasn't enough. They needed
evidence.
They have a few leads, but they have no defined person of interest just yet.
As the investigation dragged on, the detectives' frustration began to grow. John had covered himself so carefully that they couldn't even get a judge to approve a DNA warrant. Without it, they had nothing that could tie him directly to Katie's final moments.
I wonder why the judge didn't, like,
since Katie
didn't
was
accept the
killed,
DNA one.
and detectives didn't have any
4 days, bro.
evidence. They knew John was smart, but
remember, chat, every time that they show, like, a timestamp, like, it says 4 days since her death. Don't forget, it took 7 years, my G's.
so were they. Out of options and patience, they began planning something different. They began forming a new, risky, and very unconventional plan. In just 2 days, they would set a trap for John. A trap at Katie's own funeral. In the days leading up to the funeral, detectives stayed ready.
This happened in 2016.
Katie's family mourned and tried to make sense.
Dude, she was young as fuck.
22-year-old Katie had spent the past year working at PetSmart, surrounded by animals.
Yeah, because she was born a year after me, and this happened in 2016, which was literally 10 years ago. So she was like 22 years old when this shit happened, bro. God damn.
Saving and taking care of. She was
everybody talking about Fetty Wap back now. It's 2016 again. I bet you her family wishes it was 2016 again so they could have her daughter back. Damn.
And warm, quick to make friends, and
yeah, bro. 2016, it's 10 years ago, my G.
Life from just days earlier would make what was about to come only more unsettling. As the day of the funeral came, detectives entered the funeral home early, working quietly before guests began to arrive. They positioned hidden cameras around the room and secretly wired the space for sound. Everything inside the funeral.
Okay, that's fucked up. They put a wire on her casket, dog. That's fucked. But you gotta get it done, but. That's crazy.
Looked normal, but in reality, detectives controlled every detail. They'd placed cups of water and other drinks where guests could easily reach them.
Oh, they want to get the DNA. They're trying to get that DNA from him.
To drink from one of the cups, catch it on video, collect his DNA from the cup, and compare it to the DNA from his body.
They said we couldn't get the warrant, but we gonna get that DNA some way, boy.
Plan into motion. But what their cameras are about to capture goes far beyond anything they expect.
Oh, so this is what we're seeing at the beginning of the video. At the beginning of the video when it was like, oh yeah, they didn't even wipe her down that well, right? By the way, this girl right here is apparently his 17-year-old girlfriend. Bruh. Why are you giggling?
As John leaves the funeral home, detectives know their plan has worked. They quickly returned to retrieve the cup he had drank from and the hidden camera.
Also, I pray to God that this is not the actual footage of the video. I pray to Galacta that this is not the actual footage of the video, because how the fuck you gonna say this is John? You maybe you get like oh this is the hidden camera, so this probably is the fucking footage. God damn it. Also, you're telling me somebody didn't see this on the wall? You're telling me somebody didn't see this on the wall, bro? Nah, bro. This like the cameras they be putting in people's Airbnbs, bro.
They placed earlier. When they review the footage, 3
Oh, I thought that was me for a second. I was like, what the fuck?
All of which will become pivotal to the entire investigation. The first is exactly what they were hoping for. John drinks from one of the cups and leaves it behind, giving detectives the evidence they need to collect his DNA without a warrant and compare it to the samples found on Katie.
Okay, so we got the
second
DNA
detail is something they never expected. The footage captures John walking up to the casket, taking pictures of Katie's body while making unsettling comments.
I didn't know he was taking pictures, dude. Bro, I didn't know he was taking pictures. No.
And the third, perhaps most unsettling of all, is that John isn't alone. Standing beside him is an unidentified young woman who quietly tells him to stop taking pictures, then giggles moments later. Her behavior immediately drew attention, and detectives decided to collect her cup as well for DNA testing.
Who is it?
And when they began digging into her identity, they discovered the woman was 17-year-old Hannah Thompson.
Look at that face, boy. She looked like a little goblin, bro. Get this goblin girl out of my face, bro.
A friend, and more recently, John's new roommate.
Oh,
They also
hell
learned
no.
that she had once been close friends with Katie.
Oh,
given her connection to John and Katie and her strange behavior.
bro, no, okay. I feel so bad for Katie, bro. Because one thing that we've learned in this video is that nobody that was her quote-unquote, at least like a good percent of the people that were her quote-unquote friends were just low-key demons, bro. Or just low-key demons, bro. Damn, I feel sorry for Katie, bro. Rest in peace to Katie, bro. Make sure you rest in peace, bro.
Behavior at the funeral, detectives
Haters
know
for real,
Hannah
bro.
isn't just another witness.
Holy,
she
bro.
might be the key to solving the entire case. And they were dead on.
Oh!
At this point, detectives have interviewed Wayne, John, and people from both John and Katie's circle. They also collected crucial evidence and leads, and now believe that Hannah, the 17-year-old who lived with John, could be the key to uncovering the truth about Katie's murder.
I will say Wayne is kind of the only other person, like Wayne and what's her name, Shirley. These two people were the only two people who were actually chill about Katie, bro. These other people, I mean, she didn't really have anything to do with Katie. This is like his ex-wife or whatever. But her quote-unquote best friend, bro. If I died and I found out that my best friend talked about me like this, bro, I'm haunting y'all niggas, bro. Straight up, y'all getting haunted.
The next day, on October 31st, a week after Katie's death,
Damn, she
detectives
died a week
approach
before
Hannah
Halloween.
and bring her in for interrogation. If anyone knows what really happened, it's her.
When was the last time you saw Katie?
Like a few months ago.
What was your feelings towards her?
I mean, I've always seen her as like a friend because like I lived with her for a little bit.
Right.
So look at your Miss Piggy looking ass out my face right now, bro. You pissing me off, bro. You pissing me off, bro. Damn, why my neck vein kind of going crazy right now? Anyways, you pissing me off with this Miss Piggy looking ass face, bro.
It's fair to say you were on good terms with her when she was killed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you end up going to her visitation Saturday?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So you didn't get to say goodbye to her.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? You sure you say you didn't go to the visitation? Chat, what did we just see? What did we just see right here? What did we just see right here, chat? How they get her DNA if she was at the visitation, chat?
I know John, I think went
First
there
lie.
Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You
First lie.
You get to go with him.
I went with him, yeah. I didn't go Saturday though because
Oh, okay.
her family doesn't really like me.
She recovered.
Because of her niece Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of like off and on friends.
Shout out Cheyenne, bro.
I think she might have said something about me that her family didn't really like me.
Did you go in the room and pay your respects, or?
She looked nervous as hell, bro.
It was really hard.
Like, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I'd be nervous as hell even if I was innocent. Like, if I was innocent in like a police like interrogation room, I feel like I'd be a little nervous as hell too. But she looked greasy, bro.
How long did you stay in the room?
She greasy as hell, boy.
Like 10 to 15 minutes.
What y'all talk about while you're in there?
We didn't talk at all.
Nothing.
We just see each other.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, she greasy as hell, boy. Hey, look at that.
John ever take his cell phone out and take a picture of her?
No, he didn't.
Lie.
You sure?
Lied again.
Oh, you can tell me. Some people do that.
Yeah, no, he never did.
Lied for the third time. Send her ass to jail. Lock this
Hannah's
thug
behavior closely.
up.
As the questions get more direct, her eyes start darting between the detectives.
Yeah, she said like,
fidgets.
no, chat, look, her eyes dead ass hit like this. That's how her eyes were going, bro. Ain't no way. She definitely
With her
guilty.
hands, picks at her nails, her whole demeanor shifts. It's clear she's getting nervous, and the detectives can see it too.
So while you're in that room, you two never talked at all?
I kind of rubbed his back a little bit. You know, I told him that it was okay, but other than that, we didn't really talk.
Was he crying? Were you crying?
Y'all lying?
It's just hard. Like,
You lying motherfuckers, bro.
I'm
Y'all
dead.
both lying. Y'all was not crying, but you definitely about to be frying.
Monday night at some point before you went out, you guys carried out a bag of trash to your car, or to his car, right?
I don't remember.
So you don't recall carrying out a trash bag or him cleaning anything up, having to put stuff in the trash?
On Monday, the day Katie was killed, one of their roommates reported seeing John and Hannah carrying out several bags of trash. At the time, detectives didn't think much of it. It felt like a small, irrelevant detail with nothing to back it up. But now, with all this new information coming together, that statement suddenly stood out. It was another piece of the puzzle, something they could finally use to put more pressure on Hannah.
Just so you understand, we've been working this case steady since she disappeared.
Right.
So there's a lot of these things that we know the answers to. I can tell you already, you're lying to me. Okay?
Got your ass off rip. They said we're not playing games with you, bro. We do not have time for your bitch piggy ass to be lying, bro.
You do not want to get wrapped up in catching the murder charge. I gotta tell you a little something. At the funeral home, we were there. Okay? There was a camera in the room. There was a recorder in the room. We heard everything you guys said.
Ooh.
So you want to go back and rehash
You know what I'm saying? You want to try again, shorty?
It was not easy to see her like that.
Is that why there was some giggling and stuff?
There's not any giggling.
We've been doing this longer than you've been alive.
They just told you there was a recording in there, bro.
You're not slicker than us. You know, you're not.
You might be oiler, but they ain't slicker than them.
We've talked to people. This is a murder. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about somebody that would stab a girl in the neck to the point where the knife went all the way through to the other side?
She look like she about to throw up.
Like a piece of trash.
I'm saying, bro, she's shitting herself, bro. She look like she about to throw up, bro.
Abandoned house to sit there for a day.
Now they drilling her, bro.
Before somebody
Pow, pow, pow.
This guy,
Drill her ass, drill her ass, drill her ass.
That's your friend.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Don't want to do what? Don't want to help us find out who killed her?
All you gotta do is tell the truth.
She cracking. She cracking.
Can I tell you?
She cracking. Crack her ass. You're not that way either.
It just flows. It just comes out.
Come on, say it. Come on.
So where?
Just tell us the truth.
You and Katie. And they're telling us that you didn't like her one bit.
Tell us the truth. It'll make you feel so much better, bro. Just tell us the truth, bro.
Like getting together.
Come on, tell us the truth, bro. Come on.
Katie started not liking me. If you know something and you're trying to cover up for it, you're gonna go down with the rest of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna go down with the person who did this to her. I don't know anything about her murder.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
You do. You do.
You do.
Come on, tell us. Come on, tell us.
I don't want to talk anymore right now.
Good luck to you.
Good luck
Even
to you.
after being confronted with the footage and being caught in
good luck to you is scary as hell coming from a police officer in an interrogation room.
multiple lies, Hannah refused to give up on any additional details she may withhold. But while none of this gave detectives the definitive proof they needed, John didn't know that. And that uncertainty was exactly what they were counting on. So detectives decide to bring him in again. This time more prepared and ready to push harder than before.
I'm still trying to figure out how it took these mother truckers 7 years, dog. I'm still trying to figure out how it took these mother truckers 7 years, dog. Because it looks like they got this mother trucker dead to rights. All they have to do is connect his DNA to the crime scene. And unless there's some crazy thing that happens where they can't connect his DNA to the crime scene, I don't see how it took them 7 years to catch this dude.
To corner him with everything they had. But they'd have to be careful. If they pushed too far without enough to arrest him, it could tip him off, causing him to disappear.
We hadn't really had a chance to sit down. I know I talked to you that day when we notified you about her death. Yeah. And things are kind of emotional and everything, so.
This is 8 days after her murder.
The viewing was Saturday, right?
Right, 2 to 4 on Saturday.
When did you get
I went Sunday, 2:30 on Sunday.
Okay. So they just had a private thing for you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get by yourself?
Yeah, well, I took Hannah with me.
Did you?
Okay. Yeah.
How was that hard?
Yeah, because I mean, first of all, there's nobody there but me and her, so we're just kind of standing there staring at like Katie's nasty, like dirty, disgusting body. I've seen people.
Whoa. The way he described that was so eerie, bro. He says all we were able to do was sit there and look at her disgusting, dirty body. Nah.
People dead. I fucking dealt with this shit before.
That was personal for real, though. He definitely did that shit,
That
bro.
night, somebody says you and Hannah were putting some trash from a bag, like a trash bag in the back of the Prius.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember doing that?
Oh yeah. Marley had like the most explosive shit on the floor and stunk up the whole house. Like,
is Marley your dog?
4 towels.
This moment reveals
Weird way to
Hannah's
talk about anybody
lie.
dead, exactly.
She claimed she couldn't remember taking any trash out, yet John's statement confirms otherwise. It's a small clue, but one that'll soon become part of a much bigger picture.
So you
They weren't throwing away dog shit, chat.
guys got home around 3 roughly.
Yeah.
Brandon and
Crystal
were there. What happened after that? After you done running?
We went and met my friend Scott to get some money that he owes me.
What's he owe you?
He owed me $500 for when he crashed my car.
Damn.
At the Zaxby's on Fairview.
But he was in the army with you?
Yeah. Yeah,
You all get deployed together?
We deployed together.
Did you go anywhere before that?
No.
This is where John makes his first mistake, mentioning a name detectives have never heard before. Charles Scott, his friend from the military, someone who'd later proved to know far more about the night Katie died than anyone realized.
Yeah, I was not expecting that to be Charles Scott, but I'm not gonna hold you.
But as you go around, your cell phone's constantly
picking up tower,
searching for signals and stuff like that. So with that said, is there anything, going back to last Monday, is there anything that you've told me that your cell phone records would say otherwise?
I don't believe so.
What if I told you that your cell phone did ping somewhere other than where you say you were?
Then I'd also say that her cell phone pinged in West Virginia.
Yeah, that ended up being a AT&T mishap. They plugged in the wrong phone number.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. What if I told you that Charles Scott's phone number
15 minutes
in
later?
the same area that yours did, and not around Zaxby's?
When?
Monday night.
He's got freedom of moving on him. We can call him. We can ask him.
Okay. So the night, this Monday night that we were talking about, around 6:15.
His background music is creepy as fuck.
Can you think of any reason your phone would show that you were in that area of Augusta Road and Whitehorse Road?
No.
Is there any reason you and Charles were talking a lot that evening?
Yeah, because that's the night that he was here. That's the night he was available.
I'm not looking to offend you, but it's questions that we need to get answered and cleared up.
Okay.
Did Katie have any kind of life insurance policy?
Through the military, yeah. She's automatically enrolled.
Okay.
Same as my
My
daughter.
finger's sticking.
Would you be willing to take polygraph?
I was not digging in my butt.
Do
I
that
don't know
if
why
you
it's
eliminate you and start looking
I
elsewhere?
have to talk to my lawyer about that first.
Okay.
See what he says, because I don't know about that at all.
As the interview ends, detectives have their first real connection between John and Charles. Both of their phones show activity near the area where Katie's body was
hell
found.
no. This is like y'all know when you got your friend's location and they got the approximate location on. That's how they be finding your phones for crime investigations, bro. They be like, oh, this nigga was in the approximate area, and then they triangulate it. They go, wait. They're like, okay, it can't be. He was somewhere, maybe here, he was here, or he was here. Then they go triangulate, dead body.
It isn't enough to make an arrest, but it's enough to keep digging. And with a new name now tied to the night of the
Now
murder,
Charles Scott in the
John can
mix.
sense it. Detectives are closing in. At this point, the main circle of suspects included Wayne, John, Hannah, and now more recently,
Charles Scott.
John's friend from the army. But as detectives slowly pressed forward, John was growing uneasy. For the first time, he was starting to realize his master plan might not hold. That's when, on November 4th, 11 days after
after our
Katie was
murder?
killed, detectives received a call that would send the case in a whole new direction. Crystal, who was John's roommate and had been interviewed earlier, came forward with information that changed everything.
Hi, Crystal.
Hello.
How are you?
Did Crystal finally decide to be a friend or what?
What's been going on since, I don't know, you got a phone call on Wednesday?
At 3:30, he called and he said, are y'all at home? And we said no. And he said, okay, all right, bye. And then just hung up. Well, me and Brandon got home about 6:15, 6:30, and we seen that in our room we have, like I said, the Halloween lights just going across the ceiling. The attic is right where that light is at, and I had the lights going across the attic. Well, when we come back, they were just torn down. We haven't even touched them. They were just ripped out from the attic, and once we figured out he was gone, we went searching through the house, making sure all the windows were locked and covered, and because I've never been in a house alone like that, except for my apartment. But he was gone, you know, and we couldn't call him because the cops have his phone. I said, Brandon, we need to go back outside and call the Simpsonville Detective Warlock, and I told him what was happening.
Detective Warlock. That's a hard ass name. What's up? My name is Detective Warlock. I think he was born to be a detective, bro. Or a sorcerer. One of the two.
And he was like, I was like, if you want to come and search the house right now, I'll give you full permission. And he said, well, I can't do that without a warrant. And he was like, and I was like, well, there's no way that somebody can come out here and like search the house or anything like that. And he said, no. He said, your best bet is to go stay the night somewhere else. He was like, because you're possibly living with a murderer.
Woo!
John was gone.
That's terrifying.
His disappearance also meant he abandoned his military service,
Oh,
officially
fuck.
classifying him
As a deserter.
However,
Line that motherfucker up with the pistols. Y'all remember like back in the day when you would desert the military, they line you up with the goddamn rifles and then they all bow, 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 bow. That's what this motherfucker needs to get whenever he finally gets caught, bro.
as investigators would soon learn, he wasn't alone. He had fled with none other than the 17-year-old girl, Hannah Thompson. And as officers across the state searched every highway, every motel, every possible route out of South Carolina with no sign of either of them, it became clear this wasn't just an investigation anymore. This was a manhunt. In the days that followed, leads were few. The pair had vanished completely off the grid. A 28-year-old former Army sergeant and a 17-year-old teenager, gone without a trace.
28 years old. This nigga was almost 30 years old dating a 17-year-old. Bro. There's no fucking way, man. There's literally no fucking way, dude. Like, be so fucking for real. You're 28 years old, dating a 17-year-old, and you just murdered your freaking wife, dude? Bro.
Then, on November 19th, 26 days after Katie's death, a small breakthrough happened. John's red Yukon was captured on CCTV near Las Cruces, New Mexico,
He was driving in a
about
Yukon.
1,600 miles from Simpsonville, South Carolina, where he disappeared. And just 2 days later, on November 21st, that same Yukon was found abandoned in the mountains of Umatilla County in Oregon, over 1,400 miles away from Las Cruces.
Bro.
Inside the vehicle, investigators found John's laptop, clothes, and camping gear scattered around, suggesting that after the crash, John and Hannah grabbed what they could and ran into the woods. The discovery confirmed what detectives had already feared. John and Hannah were constantly on the move, crossing state lines and staying just far enough ahead of law enforcement to vanish again. Later that same day, authorities issued arrest warrants for both John and Hannah, officially turning the case into a nationwide manhunt. By this point, John and Hannah had already been on the run for over 2 weeks before any warrants were ever issued, putting them far ahead of law enforcement and nearly impossible to track. But once the warrants went active, detectives finally gained full access to their phones, chat logs, and internet history. And that's when their worst suspicions...
Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Oh, because she's wearing his military jacket. That's... Bro, her face pisses me off. Her face pisses me off.
Were confirmed.
I
Damn!
woke up and I already feel sad again. I feel like you're still talking to Katie.
I promise you I'm not talking to Katie.
I will leave you if you talk to her. I swear.
I know. I'm not and I won't. She's gone. I'm done with her. I promise. I'm going through with that thing though soon.
I'm gonna be staying with you.
Going through with what thing?
Good.
The messages between the two suggest that John had been planning the murder for months prior to it actually happening.
Oh.
And upon searching his internet history, they found search...
How to sharpen a knife. 3 ways to sharpen a knife. How to use a Smith knife sharpener. Best to long distance two-way radios. Long distance two-way radios. How to make a two-way radio. Brother.
is like how to make a two-way radio or how to sharpen a knife, leaving little to no doubt about his involvement. But with John and Hannah still missing, detectives had little choice but to wait, hoping for the next break that could pull them back on the trail. And that's when, on November 25th, 21 days after John and Hannah's disappearance and over a month after Katie's death, detectives got a call from a South Carolina prison. But the caller wasn't just anyone. The call came from the cellmate of Charles Scott, John's
shit.
army friend who was already in custody for an unrelated charge. Charles's phone had pinged near the abandoned house on the day Katie
Damn, what the
died,
fuck did Charles
and his
do, bro?
cellmate was about to provide a lead that could give detectives the breakthrough they desperately needed, with details only the killer could have known.
Just as we're talking today, is that the Charles Scott you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. He told me that he had killed a girl. Helped kill that girl with one of his buddies. Named John, something like that. You know, they had put her in a drug house or an abandoned house, in the basement, in a box. That takes 2 people to open. He was the one that coerced her to the spot where John come up behind her and got her, grabbed her. And they met at a different location. When John got her, they put the knife to her. John stabbed her.
Dang, snitched on, I'm saying, bro.
He didn't say. He said he knows he stabbed her twice.
Fuck him, though, honestly. Tough way to go out, yeah, definitely.
When he stabbed her at first, but then after he stabbed her, it made him feel a little better.
William's statements are shocking. His account of what happened closely mirrors the possible events of the night Katie died, and what he says next only grows more disturbing.
He said, well, this is the second time, but the first time he told me about, you know, how he coerced her to come to the spot, and now that we're going to talk about something about John, trying to help John come off of marijuana. John's on drugs real bad. After John grabbed her, they put her in John's Tahoe, red Tahoe, and took her to the scene.
So where did they say where they actually killed her at?
In the back of the Tahoe.
Damn.
I said, look, be honest with me. I said, had they took your DNA? He said, no. I said, well, that's a good thing. I said, your DNA at the crime scene. He said, they had took my DNA, it's not going to be there.
All right. If you don't have anything else, Mark, we're going to go ahead and conclude the interview at 11.
Yeah, it was the weed, bro. it was that marijuana, bro. That marijuana made John do it, bro.
Mark's statements put serious allegations on Charles. It wouldn't be anything special, as false accusations like this happen when inmates try to get a deal with officers or get their sentence lowered. But in this instance, too many details added up. Details only the killer or someone heavily involved could have known. One of those was his claim that Charles had lured Katie to a location near the abandoned house. For detectives, this suddenly made sense of why her car had been discovered just a few miles away, abandoned without a struggle. Charles also allegedly told his bunkmate that he and John wrapped Katie in a tarp to move her into the basement. This matched forensics, which had already indicated she'd been moved after death.
Yeah, because at the beginning they said that her body was dragged, bro. That's crazy. There's two guys and they couldn't even like pick her up. They just dragged her on the ground. That's fucked up.
Now detectives have a chilling theory.
She didn't look like she was that heavy, bro.
It was now a very big chance for the detectives to possibly catch one of Katie's killers. A chance they couldn't afford to waste. So without hesitation, they brought...
God damn, look at that hairline. Nigga, it's time to go at that point, bro. It looks like his hairline is flipping me off, bro. Like, Jesus Christ.
Charles in, hoping for the biggest breakthrough in the case yet. But detectives knew getting Charles to talk wouldn't...
You said, shit, that's gonna be me soon?
be easy. They didn't have enough evidence to pin him down, and they needed something, anything, that could make him slip. So they decided to take an...
You said the fro was barely hanging on? Oh no! Not the fro barely hanging on, dog. You finna be J Bald? It's alright, bro. Hopefully you got a good head shape, bro. You can rock that shit.
Insane risk. They came up with a plan to push him over the edge. They would bluff, pretending that John had already been arrested and was ready to testify against him. If Charles believed it...
I might have to literally kill the J Fro persona and be reborn. Nah, bro, you're gonna like, this is gonna happen, bro. This is gonna happen, literally, bro. Imagine this is like a fucking ball cap, right? You're gonna walk in, you're gonna be like this. They're like, oh my god, is that J Fro? And you're like, it's me, J Bald. That's how you gotta hit it, bro. He's gotta own that shit, bro. You'll be alright.
The pressure
I had dreams where my health falls out. That's terrifying.
But if he didn't, detectives would lose their best chance to get the truth.
Alright, Charles.
Let's get away from the polygraph, okay? Because you've been saying that ever since I read the warrant to you, okay? Because it's not looking good for you. Okay?
I have absolutely nothing to do with that girl's murder. God, please take a polygraph test. God, please take
Let me tell you that John was arrested.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. You begging to take a polygraph test? All that tells me is that you have like trained to like defeat a polygraph test. Cause I don't know if you guys know this, but polygraph tests they're not really real. They're not really real, bro. Them motherfuckers can be easily finagled. You can finagle a polygraph test easy as hell, bro. So him like crying about like getting a polygraph test, like I guess in his brain it makes him seem like he's like innocent. He's like, I'll tell the truth, you guys can tell the truth. But what I hear is a man who's probably learned how to finagle a polygraph test. Because for his inmate to like tell the details that only the killer could know, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. He was off the weed? Was he off the weed in jail? That's why you told your inmate, bro? I can't believe that shit.
In New Jersey. Okay. And he's sang like a bird to those investigators.
I don't care what he told you.
Well, you should.
I was not there. Investigator Manuel told you that John was arrested earlier.
The jail weed hit different, yeah.
What do you think?
Probably because the jail weed is just fentanyl.
I don't know what he's saying. I don't know, but I know I've never seen that girl a day in my life.
You were both there, Charles.
No, we was not.
As As soon as the questioning starts, Charles demands a polygraph, and detectives know exactly what that means. Polygraphs aren't reliable, can be manipulated, and their results can't be used in court.
Am I a detective, chat? Am I a detective or what, bro? I promise I have not pre-watched this. I promise I have not pre-watched this shit, bro. I fucking told you guys. I'm literally a detective, bro.
It's an easy way out. Simple yes or no questions instead of real confrontation. And before long, his avoidance turns into an act of ignorance.
I never seen that girl.
But you knew that they were married and you knew that John had problems.
No, I did not know.
Go.
You told me at the Fountain Police Department that John has talked about how she was fucking his career up.
That was a lie. Everybody singing like a bird. I never had no weapon. You will not find no fingerprints on no weapon that I touched. Number one.
Why is that?
Because I wasn't there. I didn't touch no weapon. I never had no weapon.
But he said, I'll never find fingerprints.
I didn't touch no weapon. I wasn't there.
Yeah. I guarantee you.
I can tell that's how that boy be in jail. That's how he be in jail. If you know what I'm talking about.
Do I look stupid? Do I look like I would just go inside of a fucking jail to some guy I don't know and say,
He
hey,
horrible at lying, bro.
No, it looks like you were remorseful for your actions. Well, let me ask you this. Where's the phone that you had that you communicated with Katie on?
Who's Kate? The girl that died?
Yeah.
I never communicated with her.
Where's the phone?
What phone?
The phone that was used to communicate with the girl the day that she was murdered.
Only phone that I had was the one you confiscated and the one in Miss Christie's house.
Even after the detectives bluff and revealed the testimony his previous cellmate made about Charles' involvement in the crime, he denied everything. Still, detectives couldn't ignore the...
Bro, I really wish that detectives would get into shape, bro. Like, I really wish, like, detectives would be in shape, bro. Because when I be watching Law and Order, bro, them boys low-key be intimidating because they're hot. You know what I mean? Like, the girls, the guys, they're like, you know, they're really, what's it called? Traditionally attractive, right? If I don't know. I feel more comfortable lying to a bigger guy. Maybe it's just me. If I see a little chunky guy, I'm not taking it seriously, gang. I'm not gonna hold you.
Phone data placing him near the house, or
And that's
details from
that's
his
just in detective work, by the way. I don't want to get canceled on YouTube.
Mate. With no confession, all they could do was wait. Charles's DNA was now added to the samples already being tested against the evidence found beneath Katie's fingernails. And when those results came back, they would finally reveal who was truly involved. Over 2 weeks have now passed since the last lead on the case.
Jesus Christ.
With false leads and missing crucial timelines, it was becoming more and more possible that the real killers of Katie would never be found. Until the detectives got a call from Hannah's parents with information that could soon result in solving the whole case.
Oh, Hannah is the 17-year-old girl who ran away, yeah.
Hannah had resurfaced, stating she had been abandoned by John and would soon come back to her hometown, so law enforcement would be there, waiting for her. It was now...
He abandoned her, bro? Okay, so we know from the beginning of this video that they said that when they found him, he was in a new place, living in a new house with a new family. Does that mean that he gets another 17-year-old girlfriend, bro? I'm so sick and tired of this guy, bro.
The day when Hannah was supposed to come back to her home, law enforcement secured all entries to the city, as well as all possible places she could go to. And finally, at 9 a.m., she would be spotted near her family home. From there, she would be instantly detained and taken to the police department for interrogation. For the detectives, it was now or never. That was their biggest chance of finding out what had really happened and who is truly
She looked directly at the
responsible
camera.
for Katie's death.
I was checking my light right up here, and I look right here, and she looking right at me. But I'm like, yo, back up, bro. She looking straight at the camera, bro.
What was the game plan when you guys left?
I don't think we really had one. Like, I guess both of us just kind of panicked, and he decided that he wanted to leave, like, the state. And we, like, drove up into the mountains, and he just got the car, like, stuck in trees, like, in the mountains.
So I was like, what are we gonna do? He said that we would hike. I kind of like stopped and I was crying and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was like, I need to go home. Like,
See, I can't be doing no crimes. I would be so sad if I ended up looking stupid on TV shows. Exactly, bro. Like, not only did they commit this crime, bro, but there are already over 2 million people who have seen this video. You know what I mean? So you're looking dumb. You're looking dumb, and you're a murderer to 2 million people. And on top of that, I'm gonna upload this video on YouTube. It's probably gonna get like 100 views. That's an extra 100 people on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
he started like yelling at me and calling me names and saying that if I left, he was gonna kill me.
That's fucked up. But also, I feel like what happened with her, right? She had like the ideal of running away with like her murderous boyfriend because he chose her instead of like the other girl. Because she's 17 years old. Her frontal lobe is not developed fully. She's thinking like, okay, we ran away together. You chose me over her. You love me. But then as things started getting rough because they couldn't really settle down nowhere, he started running out of money. She started getting uncomfortable. And then she was like, actually, that illusion started fading. And she was like, actually, I don't want to get my ass at home.
Then, like one morning, like he had gotten up and left, and I was just like, I'm not just gonna like sit here. Like I got up and I went to like down the street to like a hotel, started crying, and then I sent a message to my mom and dad.
Hannah continued describing their time on the run, doing her best to avoid talking about the day of the murder. It went on for nearly 2 hours, and by then, the pressure had clearly worn her down. That's when the detective would start asking her the difficult questions, causing Hannah to break, revealing everything she knows.
Damn, get her ass.
Let's go back to that Monday.
They all want to be
Because
gangster
we
till the
now
gangster
have
starts doing
conversation
gangster shit.
with the
Exactly.
on Wednesday about
Then they uncomfortable. They want to go home.
some beers with her at this abandoned house. He says he tries to meet up with her, it doesn't work. But then lo and behold, she's found at that abandoned house that he was supposed to go meet up with her at. Meanwhile, he randomly asks you to drop her off on Woodruff Road, or drop him off on Woodruff Road, and doesn't tell you why or anything. Okay? So can you please tell me what the game plan was? What did he tell you he was gonna go and do?
He told me that he was just gonna go talk to her at work.
You drove him over there.
He kept telling me like every day that like it was my fault and that he did it for me and like.
What did he say he did for you?
He said that when we were in Oregon at the casino, he like yelled it really loud.
Yeah, right, huh? Look. Wait. Oh, you said that he killed her for me. There it is. But the thing is, though, I don't know if she realizes that they have access to her phones and shit. Yikes. Yikes.
Not from you, but did John ever talk to you about getting rid of Katie? Honestly. What did he tell you about killing Katie?
He just said that like it was really like bloody. He told me that the knife broke.
You're running out of water, chat.
The last thing she said was ow. And she
Okay. You really had to include that? So not only did you run away with her murderous husband, but now you're gonna disrespect Shorty. If I ever pass away, I want my homies to say that my last words were like something cool, like never forget the stars are only as high as you allow them to be. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Don't say that my last words were ow. Be so funny.
Before that if he let her go, that she wouldn't call the police.
Where were they, Hannah?
In the abandoned house.
And you don't know exactly where he could be or what he said, right? Okay. Hannah, did you have anything to do with killing Katie? And the reason why I ask you this is because we're still hunting for John.
Right.
Okay? And as much as you think John cared about you, from an outsider's perspective, not knowing you, not being your mom, he doesn't.
Unfortunately, Hannah's statements proved far less helpful in finding John than the detectives initially hoped for.
Yeah.
Although she stated that John confessed to killing Katie and provided some new insights,
She didn't really
know
help
much
at all.
about Charles's involvement. And while she could be arrested, detectives decided she might prove more useful free. After all, they now had her back in the city and under close watch, which seemed like a small success. What they didn't realize, however, was that this was all part of John's plan, planting Hannah back in the city to infiltrate the case and feed him exactly what detectives knew, keeping him one step ahead for years to come.
No fucking way, bro. No fucking way, bro. You're telling me that he sent her back as a fucking spy, bro? Yo, he's actually a mastermind. That's what I'm saying. This is actually crazy. What?
Almost 3 months had passed since Katie's body was found in the basement of the abandoned house, and the killer was still out there. But on that particular day, the long-awaited DNA results finally came back, and the results of DNA found under Katie's fingernails pointed to no one else but John himself. With the DNA matching to John, Wayne was clear.
And that little girl is
but
straight up
detectives
sleeper
still
agent. Yeah,
believed
dude.
Hannah or Charles might have helped, or
Straight
at
sleeper
least
agent, bro.
knew far more than they admitted. Detectives already knew that John was only using cash and most likely a fake ID. So all they could do at the moment was wait for John to make a critical mistake that would allow them to catch him. But John was careful. Very careful. It had been over 7 months since Katie's murder and 6 months since John went on the run, when on May 21st, 2017, investigators received tips and possible sightings of John in Washington, over 2,700 miles from South Carolina,
All the way
where
across
Katie
the
was
country,
found
bro,
dead,
literally.
and over 300 miles away from where his red Yukon was found abandoned. Acting on these leads, they canvassed local businesses and retrieved CCTV footage from a parking lot in Washington where John was captured on camera. Unfortunately, despite getting close, John managed to slip away, vanishing off under the radar once again.
Wait, what?
For the next year, the investigation hit a standstill.
What?
It wasn't until September 6th, 2018, almost 2 years since Katie's death, when Hannah finally revealed that John had given her his journal and tools to hide, a crucial piece of evidence that would shift the case in a new direction. The journal became a pivotal piece of evidence, revealing John's state of mind and his premeditated intentions. It confirms that John's actions were driven by a deep desire to be with Hannah and his willingness to kill Katie to make that happen.
Why did he have to kill her to be with Hannah, bro? That's like my real question. Like, what in his head made him say, like, yo, I had to kill her to be with Hannah, bro? Is it because she's 17, my nigga? Like, come on, bro.
During her interview, Hannah admitted she had been John's girlfriend and that she had been in constant contact with him before Katie's death. She also confessed that she had hidden John's journal, which contained disturbing entries about his obsessive thoughts and plans to escape with Hannah.
Wait, okay, so if she was 17 when they ran away, that means that he definitely met her when she was 16. That's even creepier.
It was the last significant breakthrough in the case for years. With no new leads, the investigation stalled. Detectives spent the next few years chasing down small tips and piecing together fragments of information, but nothing substantial came of it. The case gradually faded from public attention. Then, in 2022, 6 years
Jesus.
after Katie's death, everything is about to change. After over 6 years of dead ends, U.S. Marshals and local law enforcement tracked John down in Oregon. He had erased his past, now living under the alias
Ben Klein. That does not look like him at all, bro. That's actually creepy.
Klein. Under his new identity, he had started a fresh life, marrying a new woman and leaving his past behind. The arrest felt surreal. John, who had spent so long evading capture, was now cornered. After years of hiding in plain sight, the truth had finally caught up with him, and the case was nearing its resolution. However, the mystery of how Katie was lured to the abandoned house remains unsolved to this day. Her phone was recovered damaged, limiting investigators' ability to access message content and app-based communications. And while rumors suggested Charles Scott might have had contact with her, this was never confirmed. With no physical or forensic evidence tying him to the crime, he was ultimately ruled out as a suspect and never sentenced. In 2022, during an interview after John's arrest, Hannah revealed for the first time—
Did she just hit the 6-7?
That she and John had been in regular contact throughout the years he was on the run, continuing to text and communicate, even after she had returned to South Carolina.
Lock
This
her
new
up.
revelation shed
Lock
light
her
on
up,
her
bro.
role in helping John evade capture. Finally, on September 20th, 2024, John Blauvelt was convicted of Katie's murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Hannah Thompson was charged with obstruction of justice and accessory after the fact, receiving a sentence of 10 years.
Let's go. Wow. What a crazy, crazy fucking video. That was how police captured us, killer soldier 7 years later by Dr. Insanity. Make sure you guys go follow this guy on YouTube if you haven't already. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys been watching the video, make sure you guys subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.